Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayanti Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevyam Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namo Pankaja Nabhaya Namo Pankaja Madhuni Namo Pankaja Netraya Namaste Pankajamre Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yatrupātamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatayam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine Vansa Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yonta Pravisya Mama Vachamimam Prasuttam Sanjeevayata Kila Shakti Dhara Swadhamna Anyam Shahasta Charana Shavana Pragavi Pranamo Bhagavati Purushaya Putana Katanjana Smrute Yasmin Duskaram Sukaram Bhave Dusmrute Vipritam Sya Shri Chaitanya Namamitam Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Ram. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I want to sincerely thank all of you and especially Mohan Prabhu. Really I am saying because I didn't know whether I will be able to come. Last year when the inauguration of Ram Temple was going on, I was in Mumbai, I was hankering to be here, but without service we can't come. And suddenly Gauranga calls me and says you have to go to Ayodhya. Yes, goodness, I didn't expect, and I never expected I'll get Mangalarti, darshan, all causeless mercy. I never imagined I would get this. So I can never thank you enough for it. Really, I thank all of you. So I will share my heart with all of you on Ayodhya Kand, which is one of my favorites in the Ramayana. Aranya Kand and Ayodhya Kand churns the heart completely. Aranya Kand is the chapters where Lord Ram is looking for Mother Sita when she is kidnapped. You will see Lord Ram crying, heartbroken, and any heart stone-hearted person's heart would melt. Now when people accuse Lord Ram of being very inconsiderate towards Mother Sita, I first tell them to read Aranya Kand and then first tell me whether they believe that Lord Ram loves Sita or not. Anybody who reads that section, it's very poignant, very heart-wrenching. And the other, in fact, more intense section in the Ramayana is the Ayodhya Kand. Now I'll just give you a context. Please listen to this carefully. Balakand is the first section of Ramayana. Ramayana has 7 sections. Balakand, Ayodhya-kand, Aranya-kand, then there is Kishkinda-kand, Sundar-kand, Yuddha-kand, and Uttara-kand. Seven sections. So Balakand is, now look at this, Balakand is first 16 years of Lord Ram. From his birth till he comes back to Ayodhya after marrying Mother Sita. 16 years of Lord Ram is covered in, and Balakand has how many verses? 2000 verses. So in 2000 verses, first 16 years of Lord Ram is covered. And Ayodhya Kand covers only 1 week of Lord Ram's activities. 1 week. The moment when Maharaj Dasharatha decides to coronate Lord Ram as Prince Regent, to Bharat coming back from Chitrakoot with Lord sandals. 1 week pastime. You know how many verses? 5,000.
Hare Krishna.
Did you get the contrast?
Yes.
First 16 years is covered in 2000 verses, and 1 week is covered in 5,000 verses. So you can imagine how much content or how much depth is there in this section. Because this is a section where Lord Ram is banished to the forest. There's a very creepy controversy unleashed by Manthara and Kaikeyi. And then Ram is banished, and then Bharat goes to the forest, tries to get back, and all that is in this section. So this is very, very beautiful. So I will share some thoughts on this section. This is unending. Even if I once gave 5-hour class on this, and still I couldn't do justice because there's so much in this section. So let's begin with this. See, Ramayana is very, very powerful, very unique scripture, because Ramayana is kavya, poetic. But it is poetic as well as it gives deep philosophy. Both. There are many poets like Kalidas, Kumar Sambhava, they are poetry, but they don't give deep philosophy. And there are deep philosophical texts, they may not give any like Upanishadic texts, they are not poetic. Ramayana has lot of allegories, analogies, examples, poetry, dramatic twists and turns, and also very deep philosophy. So I'll chant a few verses, you can repeat after me. I know it will be a little difficult for those of you who don't know Sanskrit, but just pay attention and as much as you can try to follow. I'll explain what the sloka means. Okay? Pujantam Rama Rameti.
Pujantam Rama Rameti.
Maduram Maduraksharam.
Maduram Maduraksharam.
Aruya Kavita Shakam.
Aruya Kavita Shakam.
Vande Valmiki Kokilam.
Vande Valmiki Kokilam.
So the verse explains there is a cuckoo bird which is singing beautifully. Pujantam. What is this cuckoo bird singing? Rama, Rama. Pujantam Rama Rameti Maduram Maduraksharam. Very sweet names of Lord Ram. This cuckoo bird is singing. Ram, Ram. And where is this cuckoo bird situated? Aruya Kavita Shakham. In a branch called poetry of the tree of the Vedas. In the tree of Vedas, there is a branch called poetry, and that branch is a bird called Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Valmiki is that kokila. Valmiki is the cuckoo bird who is sitting on a branch called poetry in the tree of Vedas and singing. What is this bird singing? Rama, Rama. But the next verse gives a completely opposite analogy. I don't know if I recall this verse, but I'll try. You also try to repeat after me. If I don't recall, no problem. Valmikir Muni Simhasya.
Valmiki Muni Simhasya.
Kavita Vanacharita.
Kavita Vanacharita.
Shrinvan Rama Katanadan.
Shrivan Rama Kathanadan.
Konayati Prasangatim.
Konayati Prasangatim.
This verse is a complete contrast. This verse says, Valmiki Muni Simhasya. Valmiki Muni is a lion. The previous verse said what?
Bird.
The kokila. Now is called as a lion. Valmiki Muni Simhasya Kavitavana Charita. This lion is roaming in the forest of poetry. And what is this lion roaring? Shunvan Rama Katanadan. He is roaring the name of Ram. The cuckoo bird is singing Ram sweetly. The lion is roaring Ram. Konayati Kata Prasangati. Who can not hear this Ram roaring? Everybody hears this Ram. Somebody may think, why is this contrasting example given? Have you ever thought of this? Isn't this beautiful? There is a reason. Valmiki is compared to a cuckoo and is also compared to a... Now, can you ever compare a cuckoo with a lion? But Valmiki is compared. Let's say you... If you make a cuckoo bird, go to a, if you make a cuckoo bird practice roaring, will a cuckoo ever be able to roar like a lion? Or if you make a lion go to a classical music class, giving training in Shastriya Sangeet, Hindustani class, can a lion ever sing sweetly Ram, Ram? No. Lion will roar and the cuckoo bird will sing sweetly. How can Valmiki be compared to both? Now the reason why it's compared to both is because Ramayana has two flavors. The literal sound of Ramayana is sweet like a cuckoo singing. If you simply hear like a story, you will find Ramayana very sweet and nourishing, very soothing. But if you go deeper, you will find Ramayana words, Ramayana lessons deep like the lion's roar. When the lion roars, the Ramayana says all the jackals, rabbits, deer, everybody runs away in fear. Similarly, when the Ram name roars in the heart, when we attentively hear Ramayana, then all the jackal, deer and rabbit like anarthas, unwanted things in the heart, they flee in fear. Nobody can stand in front of the sound Ram. That's why Ram is, the Valmiki is compared to both a cuckoo and a lion. Is that clear? How many of you seen that Ramanand Sagar Ramayana? All of us seen, no? So sweet. You know how that Ramayana begins? Every episode begins with that famous verse from Ramcharitmanas. Sita Ram Charit Ati Pavan Madhur Saras aur Ati Man Bhavan Puni Puni Kidariye Shuniye Shunaye Ye ki pyas bujat na bujaye. Sita Ram Charit Ati Pavan. When you hear about Ram and Sita, it is so purifying. Madhur Saras or Ati Man Bhavan. Your mind will be completely satisfied and you will experience sweetness. And the best part is Puni Puni Kidariye Shuniye Shunaye. The more you hear and more you speak Ramayana, here ki pyas bujat na bujaye. You will feel completely satisfied, but you will not feel satisfied. You will want more and more and more. I remember we went for a yatra to Lanka, Sri Lanka, with a group of devotees from Mumbai, 2019, February. So morning time I would do this management seminars, leadership seminars, like how to improve communication skills, relationship seminars, mental offenses. It was more like interactive workshops. And night we would do Ram Katha, pure Ram Katha. At the end of 1 week yatra, all the devotees said they loved the Ram Katha. I said, but Ramayana you already know. From childhood you've been hearing. They said, yes, Prabhuji, but Ramayana is something, we know it, but there is some sweetness in Ramayana. Ultimately, they are looking for that nourishment which Ramayana contains in abundance. So please don't underestimate. Even if you know the pastimes, read Ramayana. If you want to read authentic Ramayana, you will find valmikiramayan.net. It contains all the 24,000 verses from the Ramayana. All the verses are there. Word to word meaning is there. Translations are there. So this is introduction to Ramayana. Now we will jump to Ayodhya Kanda. Ramaya Ramabhadraya
Ramaya Ramabhadraya
Ramachandraya Vedase
Ramachandraya Vedase
Raghunathaya Nathaya
Raghunathaya Nathaya
Sitaya Pataye Namah.
Sitaya Pataye Namah.
Ramaya Ramabhadraya, Lord Ram, who is known as the husband of the goddess of fortune. Ramachandraya, in the Vedas, is known as the moon, like Lord Ram. Raghunathaya Nathaya, he is the lord of the Raghu clan and he is also the husband of Mother Sita. Sitaya Pataye. My respectful obeisances to Lord Ram. I know many people who chant this mantra, like we chant Hare Krishna mantra. I know many people who chant this mantra. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye. So, Ayodhya Kand begins with Maharaj Dasharatha in great anxiety. He is walking up and down the terrace of his palace and he is anxious. And he wants to coronate his son Ram as the prince regent. He is not sure. And then he is also seeing some inauspicious signs. He thinks before anything inauspicious happens, let me coronate him as the king. So he calls for an emergency meeting of his ministers. Everybody gathers and he announces. He says, please tell me truthfully, honestly, you are ministers, you are brahmanas, you are supposed to speak the truth. Don't hesitate. Tell me if I am thinking right or if I am mistaken. I have a desire to coronate my eldest son Ram as Prince Regent and I want to coronate him tomorrow morning itself. Because I am fearing something inauspicious may happen. Please tell me, all of you, what do you think of my suggestion? Immediately that assembly, everybody rose in approval. They say, Dasharath Maharaj, this is the best decision you have ever taken in your life. We all are more than happy. They start jubilating, they start dancing, they start clapping. And Dasharath Maharaj goes through mixed emotions. He becomes very happy, but he also becomes very forlorn. He realizes, oh, these guys don't like me at all. They want me thrown out. Generally in this world, we think either you have to be happy or you are sad. There is no place for ambivalence. But Dasharath Maharaj is showing us the human side. He is simultaneously happy and is also sad because he feels that, oh, these guys don't like me at all. That means I am useless. I was not a good king. They want to get rid of me. They are so happy. So unable to contain his confusion, he says, my dear ministers, I am very happy that you are happy. But have I been such a bad king that you are so eager for me to leave? So they say, no, my dear king, there is a reason that we really want Ram to be the king. So then Dasharath Maharaj says, what is there in him that is making you so excited? What is the lacune I had in my rule that you feel will be overcome now when Ram becomes the king? They say, oh dear king, please don't feel bad. The truth is, Ram has taken a vow of only one wife. So he will always be impartial, he will be truthful. Whereas you had, how many wives Dasharath Maharaj had?
353.
He had more than 350 wives. Because Parashuram had taken a vow, Parashuram had taken a vow to kill all the Kshatriyas. So Dasharath Maharaj knew that Parashuram would come any time, so he had kept his messengers at the gate of Ayodhya. And Parashuram had taken a vow. He said, I will kill every Kshatriya king I will not attack him and I will not kill him if he is getting married. At that time I will not attack him. Or if he is in union with his wife. If these two things are there, then I will not attack the king. So some consideration he had. So Dasharatha Maharaj kept his messengers outside. So as soon as Parashuram would come, the message would be relayed. Parashuram is coming. So Dasharatha Maharaj would immediately call one of the ladies and the marriage ceremony would take place when he would enter. So that's how he had 350 plus wives. Of course, Kaushalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi were the chief queens. So they say that, but Lord Ram has only one wife. So he will always be impartial, he will always be just, and he will not be henpecked, because Dasharatha Maharaj was known to be very partial towards Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi was 16 when Dasharatha Maharaj was 60. And every night he would spend only with Kaikeyi. So the citizens of Ayodhya were little unhappy with that. Now the Brahmanas are supposed to be truthful, they are saying, but we are very happy with your rule, you are just, you are great king, but Ram will be best. So Dasharatha Maharaj is very happy. Now the news starts spreading far and wide that tomorrow morning Ram is going to be coronated as Prince Regent. So the shopkeepers, traders, everybody starts to discuss. The children who normally play in the evening, they stop playing and they are talking about tomorrow's coronation. In fact, the Ramayana describes that even the bulls, cows, elephants and horses that seem to be very happy. And it's great jubilation. Everybody was happy. Singing, dancing, and they were decorating the houses, the roads, the streets. A lot of festivities happening. Everybody was happy in Ayodhya except one person. All of you know Ramayana. Now this is very interesting. Please understand this. Manthara psychology is very beautifully described by Valmiki. Manthara has no idea what's happening. She comes to the terrace on the balcony of her palace and she says everybody is happy. Now you tell me honestly, if you come out of your house and you see a lot of people expressing joy and festivities happening, what happens to you spontaneously? You become happy, doesn't it? Your cheeks would you naturally smile. Everybody is happy. And we have a natural tendency, we want to be part of happiness. And when people are happy, we want to be part of that festivity. We come outside and watch and see, why are you happy? But Manthara is a very special lady. Whenever she saw so many people are happy, immediately she became fearful and she became angry. So Valmiki Muni calls her as Papa Darshini in the Ramayana. Papa Darshini means one who is filled with sin. She actually was miserable when others were happy. In fact, Valmiki Muni says Manthara was very specially talented woman. She had special talent. What was the talent? Valmiki Muni says her special talent was she could sit in one place, in one corner, and she could create disturbances in 10 houses. By her speech. She had the potency to stay in one corner and create disturbance in 10 places. That was a special talent. Papa Darshini. A Vaishnava is supposed to be Para Dukkha Dukhi. He is supposed to become sad when others are sad, and Para Sukha Sukhi. Others are happy, I should be happy. But Manthara was Para Sukha Dukhi. She became sad when others were happy. So now I don't remember those verses, but they are astonishing verses in the Ramayana. She sees everybody is happy, and instead of being happy, she catches one maid. And what is the first thing spontaneously that comes out of her mouth? She says, why the hell is everyone happy? Is that cruel woman Kaushalya, who is very greedy? Has she started giving away charity because of which people are happy? Do you see here what's happening? She spontaneously is thinking of, she's enemy-centered, she's thinking of Kaushalya. We are all centered on something or somebody. Some of us are centered on stock market. The stock market is bullish, we are happy. The stock market crashes, we are sad. Some of us are centered on our spouse, on our children. Children, if a child falls sick, we are miserable. If the child is happy, we are happy. Many of us are centered on a smartphone. Smartphone is lost, we are scared. So basically, we are all centered on something. Mantra was enemy centered. Her life was dependent on how miserable Kaushalya be or Ram be. So when she hears, they explain to her that Ram is going to be coronated tomorrow morning. So she hurries to Kaikeyi's palace. And Kaikeyi is swinging. She's on a, what is that called, Jhola. She's relaxed. And the previous evening, Dasharatha Maharaj had told her that I am considering making your son the king. And Kaikeyi knew her son means Ram. She never discriminated between Bharat and Ram. She was very happy because she loved Ram so much. So Mantra walks in. She says, "Oh foolish woman, do you realize a great disaster is standing at your doorstep? Do you know your husband, the wily king Dasharatha Maharaj? He is crooked. He is doing politics. He has a very sinister motive. He has sent your sons Bharat and Shatrughna away to your parents' kingdom. And in the absence of Bharat and Shatrughna, he wants to make Ram the king. Although Bharat deserves to be the king." So when Kaikeyi hears this news, what do you think is her first reaction? What do you think? She is jubilant. Ram will be the king. She becomes very happy. She embraces Mantra and she hands her a diamond precious necklace. And Mantra immediately throws it away. Kaikeyi is surprised. Why is Mantra so angry? And Kaikeyi knew Mantra since she was a small girl. So she thinks Mantra is a little senile, old, but she's a good-hearted woman. It's okay, she's angry, she's irritated. Then she says, "Mantra, if someone else had expressed this displeasure, I would have that person executed. How can you be so upset? Ram is going to be the king, my son is going to be the king." So Mantra says, "Your son? It's not your son who's going to be the king, it's going to be Ram." That time, Mother Kaikeyi chants a very famous, it's one of the most iconic verses in the Ramayana. Please repeat after me. This shows Mother Kaikeyi's heart. Rameva Bharate Vaham Vishesham Nopalakshaye Aham Tushtami Yadraja Ramam Rajabhishekaham Rameva Bharate Vaham. Whether it is Ram or Bharat, Vishesham Nopalakshaye. I have no discrimination. Aham Tushtasmi Yadraja. I am completely satisfied with my king's decision. Ramam Rajabhishekam. It is well deserved that Ram's Rajabhishek will happen. Please, I want to pause here. Ask yourself, this is the mood of Kaikeyi. What happens to her that she goes to the other extreme? That's the power of bad association. It's an extremely powerful story. Ayodhya Kand is an eye-opener. She did not believe Mantra, but she liked Mantra. So if you associate with someone, even if you disagree with them, but if you like some people who are doing wrong things, that association will eventually corrupt us. So Mantra says, "You stupid woman, you are saying you don't discriminate? Don't you realize that Ram is insecure?" Actually, who is insecure? Mantra. Why is Mantra insecure if Ram becomes the king? Any guesses? What does Mantra have to lose if Ram becomes the king? She can be happy.
Because Kaushalya will become the prominent.
Yes,
She will get
yes.
what is not titled.
Yes. Mantra, see, Prabhupada says even a beggar is proud of his penny. Sometimes we think that those who have a lot of wealth, they are proud. Those who have nothing, they are humble. No. Kaikeyi was younger than Kaushalya, but Kaikeyi was the most favorite queen of Dasharath Maharaj. So amongst the queens, she was the boss. So because she was the boss amongst queens, all the queens had their own maid servants. Amongst the maid servants, Mantra was the boss. So she was scared of losing her prominent position. If Ram became the king, what will happen? If Ram became the king, Kaikeyi will not become prominent. Mother Kaushalya's ranking with stature will rise. If Mother Kaushalya's stature will rise, all her servants will command more respect. Mantra will be relegated to the background. She didn't want that. So that's how powerful false pride is. That's what deadly. I remember when I joined the ashram, my Guru Maharaj met all of us. The first time I was interacting with my Guru Maharaj, the Zorin and Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He asked, seven of us are sitting in a circle, in semicircle. What services are we doing? Each one of us told our services. And one of my brahmachari friends, he thought Maharaj always talks about, my Guru Maharaj talks about humble, menial service. So he thought Guru Maharaj would be very happy if I tell him, because this brahmachari was cleaning toilets from morning to night. So he said, when his turn came, he said, Maharaj, I am cleaning toilets morning and evening. He thought Maharaj would be very happy. Maharaj said, so, you can be proud of cleaning toilets also. Maharaj just smashed it. And that was an eye-opener for me. Oh, I can be proud of cleaning toilets also. False pride can come through. Anyway, so Mantra was scared of losing her position. So she says Ram is insecure and only Ram or Bharat can be king. Because Lakshman is loyal to Ram and Shatrugna is loyal to Bharat. So they will never claim to be king. And Ram, once he becomes a king, then he will eliminate your son Bharat. So Kaikeyi says, Mantra, what is wrong with you? Don't you know our Ram has been trained in the Gurukul very nicely? And every day morning he comes and touches my feet first before he goes to Mother Kaushalya. And Ram has always shown me more affection than he shows to his own Mother Kaushalya. So I don't think Ram has any animosity towards Bharat. In fact, Ram will rule the kingdom for some years and then he will give it away to my son. Ram is very, very selfless. At this point, Mantra starts laughing. Any guesses why Mantra laughed? Why should she laugh when Kaikeyi is saying this? When you are saying something serious and somebody laughs at you, that's intimidating. So Mantra basically laughed because she wanted to make Kaikeyi feel like an idiot. So that's why she laughed at him. She said, you stupid woman, I feel pity for you. What logic is this? Why will Ram give away the kingdom to Bharat? And even if Ram's children take over after Ram, why will they give to Bharat? Or why will they give to Bharat's sons? You are a fool and your king has cheated you. Tell me, why has his son Bharat, why has he sent away Bharat and Shatrugna? Why are they not here? That means the king doesn't want them to be here. So a lot of back and forth the discussions go on. And Kaikeyi's mind slowly starts getting poisoned. And what was the turning point where Kaikeyi completely flipped? Kaikeyi understood that Mantra is my well-wisher. What happened in that conversation when Kaikeyi got convinced that Mantra is my well-wisher? Any guesses? That's later. Like now, right till now, Kaikeyi is not sure. Kaikeyi is like trying to understand Mantra. She's like, yeah, you are, no, you are wrong. Yeah, you may be right, like that. But when is it she becomes, yes?
Is it because she separated related now to that Bharat is your son and
That is true, but there is something she does, Mantra, in a conversation where Kaikeyi suddenly starts feeling Mantra is right. That point where, the last straw that breaks the camel's back, as we say, that point in the conversation where everything makes sense to Kaikeyi. And that's when Mantra starts playing upon the natural rivalry that exists between queens. In a palace, there is some competition that exists amongst the queens, unspoken. Kaushalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi. So Mantra knew that Kaikeyi, Kaushalya, Sumitra, they had Sumitra, no? Sumitra, Kaushalya, Kaikeyi, they have some unspoken competition, rivalry amongst the queens. So she played on that. She said, once Ram becomes the king, no, the king will not come to you. You will not have the question. So she played on that, and that's when Kaikeyi's mind started getting corrupted. And when she was unsure, that time Mantra would hold her hand, palms, and start rubbing. See, when you show empathy and love, touch is a great way to show empathy and love. So she starts giving her affection. And slowly, Kaikeyi starts believing Mantra. And then Mantra tells Kaikeyi, so Kaikeyi says, yes, there is terrible injustice. My son should be the king. What should I do? And Mantra says, very easy. Remember, your king has given you 2 boons. Now is the time to ask for those boons. Now I want to ask all of you, how did Mantra know this? Kaikeyi told her. See, this is a very important thing. Mantra is a maid servant. Kaikeyi's intimate moments with her husband, the king, she should not have shared with her maid servant. Kaikeyi was innocent. She just shared, and Mantra knew when to use it. Kaikeyi was gullible. She didn't even imagine that this would come against her in such a way. See, a servant should be a servant. Sometimes people say, Prabhuji, but Mantra was sent by the gods, no? She is part of the Lord's pastime, no? Because of the Lord's desire, this happened, no? So I say all that may be true, but we have to be in the mood of getting angry with Mantra. We can't say that, if everything is a pastime, then our emotions will not be there. We should feel the emotions. We should see Mantra as a villain here. There are many people who say Mantra was specially sent to the demigods. That may be true, but we should not even talk about it. Like I give a simple example. In the Radha Gokulam on the altar, we have so many things used for the Lord's worship. We have cloth also used, plates, bell. And it is said that all the Lord's paraphernalia is also tadiya, it is also part of the Lord's energy only, worshipable. And we also have a broom which we use to mop the floor. That's also part of the Lord's energy. But do you keep the broom on the altar next to Gokulam? The broom is kept in its place. Although it is used in the Lord's service. So Mantra may be part of the Lord's plan, great, but she has to be shown her place. She is a villain here. And we are Ram Bhaktas, we are angry with her, and she will remain a villain. Is that okay? Yes. So Mantra is... No, I want to tell you one thing very important. Dasharath Maharaj, now the Valmiki Ramayana describes something very interesting. There's a contradiction here. Don't get confused, but just like human beings, we are all a bundle of contradictions. Are we not? So Ramayana is showing the human side. So don't look for perfect people, okay? One place it is explained Dasharath Maharaj was innocent. He didn't know. In his excitement, he did not consider that Bharat and Shatrugna are not there. He just wanted Ram to be coronated. But Ramayana also says that Dasharath Maharaj very well knew that Bharat and Shatrugna are not here. Let us do this coronation immediately and let us send invitations to everyone except Janak Maharaj and Kushadhwaja, because I don't want Bharat and Shatrugna to come and I don't want Janak Maharaj to come. Let us get it done first. Why? Because Dasharath Maharaj knew that he knew two things. He had promised Kaikeyi's father, because he was 60. Kaikeyi was very beautiful, 16 years old. So Kaikeyi's father said, if you marry my daughter and if you die, what happens to my daughter? So he had promised him that your daughter's son, our son, would be the king. And he also knew that he had killed accidentally Shravan Kumar. You know the story of Shravan Kumar?
Yes.
So he knew the science of hearing the sound and shooting an arrow based on the sound. So he was thinking an animal is drinking water and he shot an arrow at that direction. And instead of an animal, that was Shravan Kumar was drawing water for his aged parents. And Shravan Kumar got killed. Dasharath Maharaj was aghast that he has killed a young boy. He took the dead body to his parents and his parents said, if you had not come to us with this news, if you had gone back thinking that nobody will know, the moment we would realize that our son is dead, your head would have crashed to 100 pieces because of the pain that you go through. But because you told us, you are not dying immediately. I'm not cursing you, but I'm telling you a fact that you have caused me great pain or separation from my son. You will die a similar fate, feeling intense separation from your son. Now look at Dasharath Maharaj. He knew this. He had not forgotten this. And you know what he thought? He thought he's smart and he can plan his suffering. We sometimes plan our suffering. We think, I will save money for old age, I will do this, and when suffering comes, I will be ready. Dasharath Maharaj planned his suffering. He said, I am going to get reaction of Shravan Kumar very soon. And also Janak Maharaj, if he is called for this program, Janak Maharaj knows. Janak Maharaj is famous for following Dharma. He will object to Ram being coronated and he will want Bharat to be coronated. But if I do this now, then as soon as Ram is appointed the king, I will go to the forest. And in the forest I will feel intense separation from Ram. And just like Shravan Kumar's parents predicted and cursed, in that intense separation from Ram, crying Ram's name, I will die. This is what he planned his suffering. He suffered. He cried in separation, but not the way he planned. That's material energy for you. I'll say something in Hindi and then I translate it in English for those who don't know Hindi. जो भाग्य में है वो भाग कर आएगा, जो नहीं है वो आकर भी भाग जाएगा. What is in your destiny, it will come running to you, and what is not in your destiny, it will come to you and then run away. So Dasharath Maharaj made grand plans. He didn't call Janak Maharaj. He sent Bharata and Shatrughna away, and he said, okay, I'm seeing inauspicious signs, let us do it tomorrow itself. He made all grand plans. He took care of all the big things, but he forgot to make adjustment for the small thing. That is mantra. He did not anticipate that mantra could play spoil sport. Is everything all right? Dasharath Maharaj planned all of this, but he didn't imagine that mantra could do all the mischief. So Kaikeyi says, yes mantra, you are my real friend. You have opened my eyes to my husband's dark motives. I will right now go to him and demand that my son become the king. And she rushes. Mantra stops her. No, Kaikeyi, not like that. Ask for 2 boons. So Kaikeyi says, yes, Bharat will be made the king. I will ask for it. But why do you want Ram to go away to the forest? So Mantra says, if Ram remains here, now the real reason why she wants him to go, because if Ram remains in the kingdom, Bharat will never accept the kingdom. But she tells Kaikeyi that if Ram remains in the kingdom, he will do politics and he will create support for himself and he will take over the kingdom. And send him away for 14 years. So during those days, the highest punishment was death sentence. And the next to that was 14 years of exile. So that's the punishment. So she says, okay, I'll go right now. She says, no, go to the Kopa Bhavan, the anger chamber. The kings had such a luxurious life that if they were angry, they could go to a angry palace. They could sulking chambers. They could go and sulk there. Kopa Bhavan. And she says, go there, put on soiled clothes, keep your hair disheveled, and the king will tempt you. The king will say many things to you, but don't listen to him. Be firm on what you need to ask. Ask for these two benedictions. So Kaikeyi, she's trained very nicely by Manthara. And Kaikeyi becomes so happy. At one point of time, Valmiki Ramayana describes that Kaikeyi became so happy, she starts embracing Manthara and she starts glorifying her hunchback. She's a hunchback woman. She starts saying that you have such a beautiful hunch. And she says, I'll decorate it with sandalwood oil. And she starts glorifying it. And Manthara is not impressed. Manthara wants action. She wants her agenda to be fulfilled. So then Kaikeyi simply plays to what Manthara says. And she's taken to that chamber and she's put there. And then Kaikeyi says, the look in Kaikeyi's eyes satisfies Manthara. Manthara is the chief architect of this politics, but she's nowhere in the picture. She disappears. And then Kaikeyi says, every night my king comes to me. He enjoys my company, but tonight it's going to be different. Aaj ki raat, Qayamat ki raat. Tonight is going to be in for a surprise. So seeing that determination look in her eyes, Manthara is satisfied that her training is successful. Manthara leaves. Meanwhile, Dasharath Maharaj comes very happily to the palace and he learns that Kaikeyi is not there. Then he learns that she's gone to the sulking chamber, Kopa Bhavan, and he's surprised. At such an auspicious moment, why should she go there? He comes in great anxiety to Kaikeyi's Kopa Bhavan, and what he sees is shocked. Kaikeyi is lying on the floor, her hair is disheveled, clothes completely scattered, she's crying. He's shocked. He goes, he runs, he picks her up, puts her tender body on his lap, he straightens her disheveled hair, and very lovingly tells her, oh, my most favorite queen, who has done this to you? Tell me immediately, who deserves death from my hands? And she doesn't say anything. So Dasharath Maharaj says, speak up, oh my favorite queen, speak up. For your sake, I can sentence an innocent man to be hanged to death. And for your happiness, I can release a prisoner guilty. I can release him and set him free. Anything for you, my dear queen, tell me. She looks the other way. The king goes to the other side, caresses her. She doesn't speak anything for a long time, and the king keeps saying many things. Finally she says, promise me you will fulfill my two boons. I want two blessings, two benedictions from you. And that time Dasharath Maharaj rose. He says, in the name of my Ram, from whom I cannot, in whose separation I cannot live even for one moment, I promise you that I will fulfill any of your desire. In the name of Ram, without whom I cannot live for one moment, I will fulfill all your desires. What to speak of two benedictions? Say, my dear queen, whatever you want, I will give it. And Valmiki Muni says, just like an innocent deer enters into the trap of a cunning hunter, Dasharath Maharaj, who loved his son Ram more than his own life, is being dragged by Kaikeyi. And then Kaikeyi says, my dear king, remember that she reminds him of that war where he had asked her that you have helped me, I'll give you two boons, and she had deferred it to a later date. And he says, yes, I remember that. Ask. And then Valmiki says, Kaikeyi spoke those words which one will not speak even to an enemy. In a sense, it is so painful for Dasharath Maharaj to hear. And Kaikeyi mentions, I want my son Bharat to be coronated as the Prince Regent tomorrow. and I want Ram to be banished to the forest for 14 years. And when Kaikeyi says this, Dasharatha Maharaj, what is his first reaction? Any guesses? What is the first reaction when he hears this? Shock. Shock is like becomes a statue, stupefied. He can't believe what he has heard. I don't know if you have seen anybody in a state of deep shock. Statue. I saw it once in Mumbai, one railway station, and I was traveling in 1993, which is 32 years ago. In Lower Parel station, I saw a man who was trying to cross the tracks and the train hit his legs. During those days, we didn't have so much of protection. His both legs were cut from knee. And he fell on the platform and he was sitting like this. Somebody would think, all blood and legs, how can a person be so tolerant? He was actually just like you are sitting. But the difference was he was in shock. After 10 or 15 seconds, then what happened to him? The way he screamed and the way he... That's another subject matter. But I'm saying that shock for those few seconds, that's what Dasharatha Maharaj was in a shock. He just couldn't believe what he heard. And then, after shock, can you imagine what is the next reaction of Dasharatha Maharaj? Any guesses? Anger. First thing he says, "Oh stupid woman, as a ghost possessed you. What has happened to you? What are you saying? Do you even know what you are saying?" She just looks straight into his eyes. She doesn't say anything after this. Occasionally she says, "Shame on you, O king, for going back on your promise." That's all she says in between, to pierce his heart more. So at this point of time, Dasharatha Maharaj is first of all shocked, then he is angry. And he starts cursing her. He says, "You are the scourge of our dynasty. You are the most sinful wretch. I will never part with Ram. Never." But he knows he has promised. Raghukul Reeti Sada Chali Aaye, Pran Chaye Par Vachan Na Jaye. In Raghukul, once promise once made, never taken back. And Dasharatha Maharaj very well knows he cannot take it back now. But he says, "Never, never, no, I will never part with Ram." And starts shouting. And when he says that, then he says, "Shame on you. How will you show your face to your ancestors? You are a disgrace to your dynasty." So, and first shock, then anger, then Dasharatha Maharaj uses logic. Remember this, no? When you read that entire Ayodhya, you see all these verses explaining this state of mind. First shock, series of verses showing shock, then anger, then you can see logic. He says, and the logic he uses, Kaikeyi cannot refute. He says, "But Ram has always been loving to you. Why would you want Ram to be banished to the forest?" Kaikeyi has no answer for that. In fact, there is one verse, I don't remember the verse now, it's Ayodhya Kand, 12th chapter, verse number 61. One of the most famous verses of the Ramayana. I mean, my favorite, but I don't remember now. Where he says, Bharat is even higher than Ram in virtue. Dasharatha Maharaj is glorifying Bharat so much. He says, "You stupid," he's giving logic now. He says, what are you asking for? Bharat will never accept. You are wanting this for Bharat. Bharat will never accept. The verse says, Bharat is greater in virtue than Ram. So Bharat knows this is stupid what you are asking. Very logically he proves to Kaikeyi that this will not work. But Kaikeyi is adamant. So what has happened first? Shock, anger, logic has failed. Then you know what Dasharatha Maharaj does after three things have failed? He starts bargaining. "You want Bharat to be king? Let him be the king. Okay, but don't send my Ram away to the forest. Let Ram be with me." Bargaining. Elizabeth Roth, who was that famous psychologist who says before dying, cancer patient, she talks about psychology of death. She says we go through denial, anger, denial, bargain, anger, then depression, and then if you have good association, we are able to practice acceptance. He says acceptance is the key. You can see Dasharath Maharaj before his death in that sense. He is now trying everything. Anger also is going through denial, first denial, then anger, now he is bargaining. Okay, keep Bharat, let Bharat be the king, but don't separate my Ram from me. But Kaikeyi is adamant. So shock, after shock, anger, logic, everything fails. Then bargaining, then love. I love you. Don't you believe me, Kaikeyi? I will always come to you. I'm like he's actually showing affection. Now look at the irony. Now after love also fails, she is so cold. And all his love appeals falls flat. Finally, when he realizes love is also not working, the last thing he uses is, he becomes a beggar. He says, I'm an old man, please take pity on me. He starts begging. And he puts his head on her feet and starts crying. Just a few moments before, he had taken her head and face and put it on his lap and caressed. And he had proclaimed loudly that he is going to punish an innocent man. He was the king. Now he was so weak. Shock, anger, logic, bargain, love, begging, everything fails. And he falls on the ground, wailing, Ram, Ram, Ram. And Mantra calls for Sumantra. Sumantra is, sorry, mantra name, Kaikeyi. She calls for Sumantra. Sumantra is the minister. He is a minister of Dasharath Maharaj, trusted minister. He comes in, he is very happy. He is thinking tomorrow our Ram is going to be the king. And he enters the palace. He is shocked to see Dasharath Maharaj lying on the floor and chanting Ram's name. And Kaikeyi is in the Gopa Bhavan. Everything seems to be incongruent. But he is also in denial. He says, no, everything is auspicious, everything is auspicious. Meanwhile, Ram has been sent by Dasharath Maharaj to perform. Ram and Sita are doing different pujas for invoking auspiciousness. They are worshipping a Vishnu deity elaborately. That Vishnu deity which Lord Ram and Sita worshipped before the coronation, that Vishnu deity darshan you can take even today. You know where is it? Have you gone for South India Yatra?
Yes.
Have you gone to Sri Lanka?
Yes.
Have you seen the Ranganath deity there?
Yes.
That is the same Vishnu deity. Dasharath Maharaj used to worship that deity. He told Ram and Sita to worship that deity. After killing Ravana, Lord Ram gave that deity to Vibhishan, and Vibhishan installed it in Sri Rangam. So you can take that darshan. Sri Rangam, those of you, anybody has been to Sri Rangam? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. That's the same deity. You can go for next yatra somewhere. Vibhishan. He gave it to Vibhishan after killing Ravana. So now Sumantra says, is everything alright? Kaikeyi says, yes. Sumantra, please go and fetch Ram immediately. The king wants to tell him something very important. Sumantra says, okay. And he rushes. He's worried. He's anxiety. He's wondering something is wrong, but he goes and tells Ram, please come immediately. Ram comes. Meanwhile, Dasharath Maharaj is lying on the floor, and mother and he enters, and he says, is everything all right? He says, my dear father, what has happened? Mother, what is wrong with my father? Is something wrong? Is there a fight between you? Or have I done something wrong? Kaikeyi says, nothing is wrong, my dear Ram. Your father wants you to honor one desire of his, but he is feeling too ashamed to ask you. At that time Ram says, my dear mother, don't doubt my loyalty and commitment to my father. If my father orders me to jump into the depths of the ocean, this very moment I will dive into the ocean. If my father orders me to jump into the burning fire, this very moment you will see Ram dive into the fire. So if you tell me also, I'll accept it if my father cannot. But I am an obedient citizen of this country and I am an obedient son of my father. Order me, my dear father, order me, my dear mother. And then Kaikeyi tells him. My dear Ram, Bharat will be coronated as the prince regent, and you have to go to the forest for 14 years exile. And Valmiki Ramayana says that Ram was as equipoised as he was when he heard the news of his coronation. And generally he gives this example of how Lord Ram is sthitadhi, equipoised. And we say we should be like that. And you know, what is the best part? This is the way it is here in Ayodhya Kand, but if you read Aranya Kand, you will see a completely different picture. When Sita is kidnapped, the way Ram is wailing and crying like a madman, you will think, what has happened? And there, in one particular verse, Ram tells Lakshman, Lakshman, when I was banished to the forest, I was completely equipoised. I was not at all affected. When I got the kingdom, I was not affected. I was equipoised and sober and in equilibrium because Sita was with me. Now, because she is not there, I lost all equanimity. So I found it so sweet, you know, like I found it very human and very authentic. That's later, of course. But here in Ayodhya Kand, Lord Ram is like completely unaffected. So he comes out, and Lakshman is like Lord Ram's shadow. He doesn't even, the order was for Ram, but Lakshman doesn't even think that he doesn't have to go to the forest. There's no question. He's always with Ram. So he says, yes, my dear brother. Ram says, you are not coming. There is no question. He is always like a shadow. What is that song we had, in Bollywood, famous song? Tu jahan jahan chalega tera saya. So Lakshman was that saya. He had a shadow. So then they go to Sita. These are very interesting conversations. All these conversations are very sweet. Mother Sita, she is upset not because Ram is banished to the forest. She is upset that Lord Ram did not consider taking her. Lord Ram says the forest is infested with dangerous animals. She says, so what? I am your wife, I will be there with you. Sometimes people say Lord Ram is very harsh. The left liberal historians generally portray Ram as a very chauvinist, male chauvinist, and Sita is an abused woman. But when you read Ramayana, you get a very different perspective. You see Sita as a very independently thoughtful and assertive woman who knew what the duties of a married woman are. And she called a spade, and she never hesitated to giving back to Lord Ram her own peace of mind. She would give it back. Like when they say, oh, Lord Ram sent her to Valmiki's ashram, she wouldn't have gone if she knew that it is wrong. Because now when Lord Ram is telling you cannot come to the forest, she proves to Lord Ram logically that she has to come to the forest. In fact, when Lord Ram continues to refuse, finally Sita releases the Brahmastra, which is like the greatest attack on the male ego. She tells Lord Ram, oh, I think my father has got me married to a woman who is in the guise of a man. Who is scared, who is not confident of taking care of his wife. And then he says, you are coming, come. So that way Sita knew she could speak that out clearly. Ram never chastises Sita in the Ramayana, but there are 3 occasions when Mother Sita chastises Ram. Anyway, that's another point. But so Sita, Lakshman are coming. So there are a lot of things happening in Ramayana. I want to pause here because 6 o'clock we are supposed to stop. But just end with this. See the main story here when the way Ram and Lakshman Sita leave, and how Kaushalya is crying and how Dasharath Maharaj is telling Ram, stop, the chariot is going. And Sumatra is the minister, is saying, Sumatra, stop! And he wants to stop because king is ordering him, and Ram tells him, go. Lord Ram is the supreme Lord, never lies. And Sumatra says, but my king is telling me to stop. Ram says, you go, drop us to the forest, and when you come back, and when your king tells you why you didn't stop, tell him you didn't hear. It's very, very amazing conversations are there. So then there, how they go and how they meet Bua, then Kevat. A lot of passion for the Bharatwaj Muni Shastram. Then Bharat comes back, and how Bharat and Ram have a conversation. The whole thing, please read Ayodhya Kand. and you will enjoy it. Your heart will be filled with karuna ras. Karuna ras means, it is said that Ramayana you have not read nicely if you don't get tears in your eyes. Ramayana has to bring tears in your eyes. And when you read Ramayana, so much you will forget Krishna. Ramayana makes you like, it brings so much of. That's why Srila Prabhupada wanted Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman deities in main places. He wanted Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman deities in Washington DC. He said America is at that time the capital of the world. He said Washington DC is the capital of America. He said we should have, because Ram establishes ideal standards of leadership. And then Prabhupada said England is the heart of Europe and London is the heart of England. So in London also we should have Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman deities, Prabhupada wanted. And then Prabhupada said India's capital is New Delhi. So in New Delhi we should have Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman deities. Because capital means leadership. And then Prabhupada said Bombay is the financial capital of India. So in Bombay also we should have Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. So Ramayana will churn the heart with intense emotions. And there are many things, especially Jatayu. Like today we were coming in the boat, we were discussing. My favorite all-time pastime in the Ramayana is Jatayu's sacrifice. I can hundreds of times I have read, and each time I feel, it's something amazing. It's the most heart-touching pastime for me. So like that you can read Ramayana. And the more you read, the more you will get nourished, and you will never get bored. Stop there, bro. 9 bro.
Yeah, maybe we can take a couple of questions while they're setting up for the.
Damodar Ashtakam.
May I ask you?
Yes.
Just some clarification. I didn't understand when you said that Janak Maharaj, he is father of Sita Devi, Janki and
Yeah.
but you were saying that he would say that why Bharat should be.
No, Janak Maharaj is known as Dharma Parayana. He will always speak the truth. If you know that this was the promise made to Dasharatha Maharaj, he will say no. So he did not call Janak Maharaj. Janak Maharaj will not allow the function to happen.
Okay, and he sent Bharat and Shatrughna away so that if he is away, if he objects, then straight away they.
Bharat Maharaj, Kaikeyi's father may object. See, Kaikeyi's mother was not there. Okay, now you don't know.
Dashrath is alive. He would object if Maharaj is died, then their son will become. You said now.
Dashrath is alive, yes.
If
No,
he dies-
Kaikeyi's father will object, na?
Why?
Because Kaikeyi's father was promised by Dasharatha Maharaj that her son will be the king
Oh, okay.
before marriage.
So he didn't object.
He
He
did.
wasn't there.
He wasn't there, na? Bharat Shatrughna. They didn't call them, he didn't inform them only,
Oh,
no?
okay. Did announce.
See, none of them would have objected, but Dasharatha Maharaj didn't want to take chance. See, that's very interesting. The Ramayana explains why Kaikeyi fell into this trap. Very important. See, when Kaikeyi was growing up, she didn't have a mother. So Manthara was taking care of her. So Manthara was attached to possessions. So she grew up, Kaikeyi grew up, Manthara was insecure lady. So instead of love, she sought security in possessions. She gave preference to things and objects than love. When a child is being raised, child should be given more importance. The child should be filled with love more than attachment to objects. That's a great blow to the self-confidence of the child. If the child is deprived of love vis-a-vis objects of this world. So Manthara was deriving security in positions, not love. And that's what she was trying to transfer to Kaikeyi. Same thing happened with Duryodhana. When Gandhari realized that Kunti has already become pregnant, Gandhari, in a fit of rage and envy, she hit her own womb. So that is considered as a big blow to the self-confidence of Duryodhana. Duryodhana always grew up with insecurity. He was always comparing himself to Pandavas. It is said that these are all subtle things. So when we raise our children, we need to give importance to these things. And also the speech, the way Manthara speaks is, see, we all have a taste and proclivity for hearing negative news. That's what gossip is all about, social media is all about. We should be careful of whom we associate with, very careful. We have a negativity bias, that's why news channels flourish. They fill us with propaganda. There is a nice saying in Hindi, one poet says, Ek baar, I'll translate it in English later, because it's sweet in Hindi. Ek baar, चाकू, तलवार, तीर और खंजर बहस कर रहे थे कि कौन सबसे ज्यादा घाव लगाता है. एक बार तलवार, चाकू, तीर और खंजर बहस कर रहे थे कि सबसे ज्यादा घाव कौन लगाता है. पीछे बैठे शब्द मुस्कुरा रहे थे. Once a sword, a knife, a spear and a dagger were arguing who inflicts the deepest wound, and words were smiling because words carry a lot of potency. Dasharath Maharaj is amazing how he was blinded by, and the way Lakshman scolds his father. Wow. So later on he says that Lakshman says, I will seize the kingdom by force. Let me see who will stop me. Ram deserves to be the king, and today I declare war on Ayodhya. Ram is watching. And Lakshman says, my dear brother, you see my arms? You see this bow? These arms are not for beautifying my body. This bow is not a medal of honor given to me. These are meant to crush the enemy. And today, anyone who dares to stand in front of me, I'm going to crush them. He is fierce in that. He says, I discard Dasharath Maharaj as my father. He is blinded by lust. Aham tavadi me raja. I forget the verse. Aham tavadi me raja. Kirtim shudva shudyate. Pratah partascha bandhuscha. Pitaham tasya raghava. This is one of the most famous verses in the Ramayana. Lakshman says that Aham tavadi me raja. I reject this king, Dasharath Maharaj, because now Brata, Bhartascha, Bandhuscha, my elder brother, my father, my relative, my best friend, and Pitaham Asya Raghava. Now my father is Ram. Ram is my father, not Dasharath Maharaj. Please understand, Lakshman was not angry with his father, it was contextual. In that moment, he was angry. But if you see Ramayana later on, whenever Lakshman introduces himself and Ram to anyone, Kabanda, Jatayu, Sugriva, Vibhishana, wherever Lakshman is introducing both of them, first 10 verses are glorification of Dasharath Maharaj. Lakshman glorifies his father, Dasharath Maharaj as the greatest in the Raghu dynasty. But that moment you have to appreciate his anger, his attachment to Lord Ram. I don't know, you asked something, I said put something else.
Thank you, sir. Very nice explanation.
Yes. You want to say something? Yes.
We never hear of mantra again.
Sorry?
We never hear of mantra again of Ramayana. When everybody comes back, she's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, we don't hear about Mandavi also, Shutakirti also, Urmila also. But that doesn't mean they were not active or they were not involved. It's just that they played their part. We hear later in the Ayodhya Kand when Bharat is being made the king, Bharat is refusing and Shatrugna is very angry. Shatrugna is saying, Lakshman was here, he could have stopped this disaster from happening. But Shatrugna is wondering, because see, we know what has happened. But Shatrugna and Bharat don't know. They are like, what happened? Why they could not stop our mother from doing this? Why Lakshman could not stop? So that time Shatrugna hears Payal ka chan chan. And he sees from far distance is his mantra dressed in gold, dressed in dazzling ornaments and a beautiful cloth. And then he realizes this lady is responsible. So Shatrughna runs to Mantra, drags her by the hair, throws her on the ground and starts kicking her. And she shouts, Kaikeyi, save me! And then Kaikeyi tells Bharat, please don't harass Mantra. So then Bharat stops Shatrughna and he tells Shatrughna, don't do this because this will not please our brother Ram. In fact, this is what I would have wanted to do with my own mother. And I would have got executed, killed, but I will never do that because this is not pleasing to my brother Lord Ram. When Kaikeyi hears this, she is devastated and she realizes her mistake at that point of time, and Valmiki Muni says, at that very moment she forgave Mantra. She could have easily blamed Mantra for the whole thing. She takes responsibility for what has happened. And she says, and then she begs forgiveness, but then that's another story. When Bharat is introducing her to Bharadwaj Rishi also, he introduces all the queens, but when he is introducing Kaikeyi, he says she is the queen who is responsible for the death of Dasharath Maharaj, and she is the mother of my all miseries. So Bharadwaj Rishi says, oh Bharat, your attachment to your brother Ram is very laudable, but your mother is a great pious lady. So then, after Bharadwaj Rishi chastises Bharat understands, and then the relationship becomes cordial. But he doesn't allow his mother to do penance because when after coming back from the forest, Bharat lives in the forest outside Ayodhya. He makes a hole in the ground and does a lot of austerities for 14 years. His mother Kaikeyi also joins in performing austerities. Bharat insists to his mother that you should not do these austerities. Your austerities for the next 14 years is you have to stay in the palace. And you have to enjoy all the comforts of the palace. Because that will haunt you every minute, every day for the next 14 years. So Kaikeyi suffers in the palace with the comfort. And the greatest hero is considered as Shatrughna, because Shatrughna killed the biggest Shatru, biggest enemy, which is false pride. In the entire Ramayana, Ram and Lakshman, they all killed many Rakshasas. Shatrughna killed only one Rakshasa, Lavanasur. But still he is called as the greatest killer of Rakshasas because he killed the demon of false pride. Everybody wanted to serve the Lord. Lakshman served Ram, Bharat also served Ram, but Shatrughna served Bharat. Bharat was serving Ram, so Shatrughna was servant of servant. So Shatrughna is considered as most glorious. Not only that, Bharat was staying in the forest. He was living an ascetic life. But Shatrughna was living in the palace because he had to encourage all the musicians, all the administrators. And like for example, musicians are singing in the morning, there is a rule. When the king wakes up, the musicians have to wake him up by singing songs. So Shatrughna had to be there to tell them, very good, you are singing very nicely, keep singing like this. Very soon Ram will come back, you have to perform for him. So you have to encourage everyone. Being in the palace, also he was himself feeling a lot of separation from Lord Ram. So his service is considered as the most painful because he had to, at least Bharat could practice austerity and Bharat could express his separation from Lord Ram, but Shatrughna had to put up a brave front. He had to put up a smile, and because if he also breaks down, then what will happen to the citizens? Because you have to keep the citizens in good spirit. You have to keep them in good humor. So Shatrughna is considered as very, very important sacrifice, very, very big role he played. So like this, there are many examples. Bharat is considered to be a greater, amongst many, many devotees in Ramayana, many commentators of Ramayana, they consider Bharat as a greater hero in Ramayana than Lord Ram also. Because Bharat performed all the kingly duties for 14 years without taking any position. He did not take any advantages, facilities, but he did the service. We may not do service, but we like facilities. So he is very special, Bharat. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here. श्री राम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय, श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Bihari Prabhu ki jai.